Welcome to Unfiltered, and we are back for episode 2. Willie, what is going on with your cooking show?
Not much. Hell's Kitchen, mate. I filmed
Hell's Kitchen.
Yes, it was exciting. I filmed it back in I think about April, May. I was a little bit hesitant to do it because I was recently retired and I didn't want to do absolutely nothing. So I had to commit. I didn't ever. I didn't want to do anything ever. So it was. I don't regret that I've done it, and it was a good experience.
What was your signature dish?
What was it?
What was it?
Risotto. Saffron risotto.
You don't even know what saffron is.
It is. It's like red and shit like that.
There we go. That's the standard of cooking, you see.
Boom.
So the first thing that we are going to discuss today is the upcoming fight of the century, some are saying, but it's Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated boxer, versus Conor McGregor, who is current, I think, middleweight champion in the UFC. I think it's a circus. Obviously, it's got more publicity than any other fight in history. It's probably going to be the highest grossing fight in the history of the sport. What do we think? Is this a joke? Is it real?
Lightweight champion, but anyway.
Lightweight, there you go. That's why I am the statsman on this show.
Lightweight champion. I think it's just entertainment. At the end of the day, people want to see entertainment. It's been a great build-up. It's been fun. It's been hilarious. As it's sort of gone on, getting closer to the fight, I'm hearing from my sources within the
Sources?
That they're in damage control a little bit. Mayweather's come out and said that he's one step behind, trying to promote the fight a little bit more. Tickets for the seating has apparently been not doing too well. So, I'm excited to see it. Anything can happen, and I won't use the term boxers or puncher's chance because everyone uses.
I was going to use that.
Well, you're going to use it? You can use it anyway. But look,
Seriously, I was.
He's got a puncher's chance.
everyone's going to tune in, whether you like it or not, whether you're a boxing fan or UFC fan, you want to watch this kind of entertainment, and they're going to make 9 figures or whatever it is. Good on them.
Do you know what? They're going to get my money, but I'm going to feel dirty afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, if you look at it from a boxing perspective, you've got the best defensive boxer in history. He's fought Hall of Famers, Cotto, De La Hoya, Maidanov twice, Pac-Man, which was a low fight.
Cotto.
Every fight is Mayweather defending.
Well, it was really interesting when he had an interview with Stephen A. Smith, and he said he wasn't going to go. It's not a defensive fight. He's going to come at him. So that could be obviously, I don't know if he's trying to sell tickets. He's very smart. You know what I mean? He's a businessman. But obviously, like any sort of fight fan, everybody sort of wants to see it. It is, as you said, it is a bit of a circus, but people are going to watch it. People want to watch it. People want to always see Mayweather get beat.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, we're all going to watch it. If he's saying he's going to be a defensive, if he says it's not going to be a defensive fight, and he's going to go to Conor, that could be to his detriment, man. Connor's, but they're talking about going from 10s to 8, 6-ounce gloves. Everything's just going to go in Connor's way. Is that disrespect from Mayweather going, you fight whatever gloves you want, I'm still going to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just think that McGregor has a puncher's chance. And I think that's true because, I just don't, this guy, he predicts things, and he does them, you know what I mean? It's just a dude you just wouldn't fuck with. I don't know what he's going to do. He's got the capabilities to knock anyone out.
Yeah.
So that's what people want to, that people are always going to see. They're like, okay, Mayweather's a way better boxer. He's 49-0.
He couldn't knock out Nate Diaz. Look, he hit Aldo, and Aldo was coming forward. He got in Aldo's head. Aldo came forward with his chin, he was that angry.
Yeah.
And he hit him clean. It was a good punch.
Has Conor gotten in McGregor's head saying,
Conor got into McGregor's.
He probably was.
Did Conor get into McGregor's head?
Yeah. He lives there.
Yeah, but now he's got Mayweather going, I'm going to come forward and attack.
Yeah.
If that's true, I don't think.
But if you're saying
last that long, I just think Mayweather's going to school him.
It's extremely detrimental to boxing if Conor lasts 12 rounds and he goes to the decision. He needs to stop him.
He needs to knock him out.
You know what? It's almost a win for McGregor in UFC if they go 12 rounds. They said, I stood toe to toe with the best, and he couldn't put me away. So he's in a win-win situation. All the pressure is on Mayweather. He lives and breathes pressure. This isn't just another day in the office for him.
His first rodeo.
Yeah, exactly. So like we said before, we're all going to watch it.
They've talked about hybrid sports before. There was talk of, the Wallabies playing the Kangaroos. It's all just marketing over substance. Like for me, I'd rather watch like the Joshua Klitschko fights coming up.
Klitschko retired.
Did he?
Yeah.
Again, stats man. Basically, though, they've got the Golovkin fight, against and that's a proper boxing fight. I'd rather that I'll watch and I won't feel dirty.
That's for a
afterwards.
purist. I mean, but just for entertainment. Like you love boxing on boxing, UFC on UFC. But I mean, it's just entertainment. And they're both smart businessmen, and they're just going to be going. You know what? You see Mayweather. He's like, I'm not going to walk out of the ring a loser when I got 200 to 300 million in my pocket.
McGregor's got a career as a stand-up comic afterwards too. Those press conferences, he's funny.
And that's the thing why I think Mayweather loves him too, because Mayweather's sick of promoting all these fights. The last 10 fights he's already had, he promotes them all. These other guys don't say shit.
Yeah.
Then you got a guy who wants to take centre stage, absolutely just entertain everyone, and we just sit there and we're watching them two just go at it. You can't say you didn't watch all of them.
No, I know.
We all watched
Everyone
them.
watched them.
So everyone's going to watch the fight. They might be struggling with the ticketing and the seating at the arena, but probably because no one can afford a bloody. I think the minimum is 1,500, and you're sitting in the
bleachers,
But I mean,
the eye bleeds.
Nose.
You're so far away, your eyes bleed.
No, your eyes are bleeding and your nose is bleeding as well. But you're sitting ringside. You're $20,000-$30,000 a ticket.
Yeah.
Not everyone can afford that. So
Not everyone.
Well, it's in Vegas. Most guys will win that.
Or watch it on TV.
Can't afford the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We'll go thirds in the pay-per-view, You reckon?
Well, I'll get us for 100.
Is it 100?
It's 100. Yeah,
bucks.
99.95.
Well, that's not 100.
Well, that's
30 each.
Is that Aussie dollars or US?
Well, they were trying to put it on
It's actually
in
lira.
England, and I'm the stats man, but they were trying to put it on England for £100. That's what Mayweather was. It's $300.
But they'll do it. We'll do it. We will do it. Or I'll just go to your
So it's even more.
Who's got the biggest TV?
I'm living at home.
You got the biggest TV.
So I reckon as well, if you look at the Horn and Pacquiao, like Pacquiao's had the rematch written in. I personally, again, from a boxing perspective, that was a great fight, but I'd rather Horn went over and fought some of these American blokes in that division and tested himself. I understand contractually he has to fight Pacquiao again, but I don't know,
It's the dodgiest business in the world, boxing.
It is.
It's so dodgy, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, well.
So you think Pacquiao won that fight?
No, I don't think Pacquiao won the fight.
He won a fight.
No, I don't
either.
think he
But I'm not even being
But
biased.
I'm just saying, regardless, I think Pacquiao's camp would have gone, Horn's pretty good, and he's in his prime. Maybe he could upset it, and boom, we'll get the rematch straight away. And so there's money, and then the money will be equally shared, because I think Horn would have walked out there with $1 million. Pacquiao's got 10.
Yeah.
You
I think
that was
Horn's
the whole thing.
guaranteed $2 million
Now,
for the rematch.
I think the rematch he should get $5 million.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He's the interim world champ. He's like,
doesn't deserve it. He's won a world title.
just beat
He doesn't-
Pacquiao.
I know, but it still doesn't mean you automatically deserve $5 million.
maybe
it's a
4.9.
Are you trying to say that Pacquiao shouldn't get the lion's share of the purse this time because Horn's a champion?
I mean, I think Pacquiao's still the draw card, but I just don't think he should be getting robbed as much.
Well, he's a weight class world champion or thereabouts, Pacquiao. Of course he deserves the lion's share.
Of course.
He's been through every sort of division, every sort of fight. He's fought the best. He deserves the most money. For Horn, he needs to start winning consecutively and putting some big names away before he can get a paycheck. Again, So he'd be happy to fight for $1 million again.
Yeah.
$1 million is way more than what he ever got. He probably got 40 grand in his last fight.
I reckon he'd be happy to fight for anything. He seems like that sort of
bloke.
bloke.
He's just an Aussie battler.
He just wants to battle.
Wants to go hard. I've got full respect for him. Do I think he's a world-class boxer? He just showed a lot of heart, and he really frustrated Pacquiao in that fight. I couldn't give the decision to Pacquiao because I thought he was just way off his game.
Yeah.
People say he landed the cleaner shots. I just think it was fatigue that got Horn in that 9th round where the ref nearly stopped it. But, he showed all heart and definitely won that fight.
Yeah, they had to rescore the whole thing.
Yeah,
and they got another 7 judges and 5 said
No, but it was the same organisation.
It was still a WBO.
Still was WBO or WBA or whoever it was. They got the same judges from the same organisation. Go get the IBF judges to go and score it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what they score in boxing, if you're making the fight, if you're coming forward and you're the one being the aggressor, then they'll score. If it's a tight round, they'll score it to you 10-9. And Horn was the aggressor in that fight for the vast majority of it. So I think Horn legitimately won that fight, but whether or not...
It was ugly. It was an ugly win, but that's the only way he could win. He needed to get in.
Do you do the rematch in Australia again?
Well,
What they do? 50,000.
I think I think
Of course, I think it was
crazy, man.
It was a great
Like,
spectacle. It was great for the sport.
Great for Australia, man.
Great for Australian boxing.
they're fighting over it now, but they want to. Melbourne and Sydney are trying to get it as well.
Who cares? Just
your
pack
man
both
from
stadiums
Juco,
out.
I think he wants to get it in Brisbane again.
I
So
think Brisbane or Melbourne,
Take it back
at
to
Etihad,
Brisbane.
who cares?
somewhere though.
Well, Australia's going to follow it.
You
But
wouldn't-
I think people in north of the border, they just love sport.
You wouldn't have it at
But
the
Melbourne, they love their sport just as much as well.
So speaking about money and what the boxers get, which is obviously a lot, there's just been a lot of news in the paper at the moment about the cricket and the pay dispute that they've had, and that's sort of going on as well with the NRL and what they're calling percentage of revenue sharing, which essentially means that whatever the game makes, the players are guaranteed a percentage of that share. So the cricketers have only just signed that heads of agreement now, and all of that's been put to bed, and that's meant there's been a significant pay increase for not just the top cricketers, the top male cricketers, but also the female cricketers, which is great. The NRL are sort of trying to get a similar thing going at the moment. Your ex-players, what do you think's a fair way to do it? If the game's expanding and their revenue's expanding, should the players be rewarded the same way?
You don't go to a Michael Jackson concert to watch, all these backup dancers. You go there to watch Michael Jackson. You go to State of Origin.
That
to
must
watch,
have been in the mid-2000s.
It was, yeah. And you just don't go to watch everyone else. You go to watch 34 players go absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
And bleed for their state and bleed for their country and bleed for their club and stuff like that. You don't go there to watch all the back noise, but somehow the money just keeps getting distributed wrong. I think every year the profit that, I'm paraphrasing here, the profit, it's like 60 million, 70 million profit a year. Don't quote me on that.
Stats, man.
Don't quote me on that, but I mean, like, if you're paying players now $35,000 a year times 17, 35,000
A
a game, it's still less than 2% of their revenue.
Yeah.
So it's just unfair.
Yeah.
Like, give us 10%. Then players are getting $100,000 a game, and it's worth playing.
Yeah.
A lot of play, and then you get the old guard going, I'd play Origin for free. Well, everything's relevant. It's not the fucking 80s.
Yeah. Everything's
Everything's changed. Prices have changed. The price of living has changed. Everything, like, you can whinge about it all day, but at the end of the day, what the game is making is X, Y, and Z, and we're not getting half of it, quarter of it, a tenth of it, where we should be.
I don't think it's as easy for the NRL to go, right, we're just going to give money to the players and stuff like that. It's not just black and white.
100%.
It needs to be spread across a broad
I'm just mainly
spectrum.
talking about Origin.
Yeah, I know that, Origin, but the NRL need to get it right, and they need to share the money in the right avenues and to help the game build. These players that are playing Origin, they deserve money. I'm not saying that, but they are the top line players within their clubs, and they're earning big money. They do need to make money, but do you go give them 50 and 60?
Do you get paid as the 18th man, Ren?
They should have paid me as the 18th man because I was the entertaining
Let's talk.
player.
Let's
talk
talk
about that
That's
story.
my own story.
Tell me about your Origin experience, man.
I don't remember it, mate.
Come on.
What do you mean? It's
What happened?
From you. Well, I got
Well,
brought
William,
into camp.
would you like to tell the story? You were involved in Reni's 18th man duties. Reni's been called in at last minute.
I was a complete professional the whole time.
Well, it was quite funny. I mean, you can just pull me up whenever you want.
How have we gone from money debate to my Origin
Because it was
experience?
funny as hell.
18th man.
He was.
It's Origin.
We're talking
It's
about 18th
related.
man.
They
Does
should pay-
does
they
the
should pay
18th man get
18th
paid as
They
much as
should.
a starting player?
Yeah.
That's the best
absolutely.
segue ever.
Because I help these players prepare to either win or lose. You know what? I take the piss out of myself.
Will, would you
Well,
like to
anyway,
explain
we played on a Friday night, and then obviously the Bulldogs played on the Friday night, and then
you have to
the
get into
18th man,
specifics?
the 18th man gets called
Still
in.
go well.
The 18th man gets called in on Monday. Reni has been out socialising for a couple of nights, and gets brought in on Monday. And we go to and this is when it's all business. It's all business from Monday to Wednesday. It's all business. So Ren comes in. He's a little bit dusty, I'd say. Tries to get straight under my wing and just try and hide. Comes into the movies, dead set asleep, like straight asleep. Shirt off up the back, and me and Gaz and a few other players just going, "Is Ren all right?" Coach comes up to me, Graham Murray, God bless his soul, goes, is your mate Reni all right? I said, mate, he's sweet. He's been sick. He's been sick all week. Just let him sleep.
Mentally preparing.
Just let him sleep. So it's just all week. And then on the Tuesday captain's run, Luke Bailey goes down with a calf injury. So this is where shit gets real. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to go to the front row. Ren's going to be back in the back row. And I'm going, wow. I said, I don't know if he's ready or not. Because I knew he
definitely wasn't ready.
Definitely 100% wasn't ready. So he goes, tell the story about the visualization. This is a Gus Gould thing.
So I'm already panicking.
This is a Gus Gould thing before he retired as Origin coach. You'd go and find a patch of grass where you think you'd visualise where you'd be in a game. A lot of backs go in the goal try line. I was hanging on in the middle like an idiot. Fullbacks hang here, blah 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 blah. Where was Reni?
Reni, where were you?
I was on the sideline.
So we're taking it so serious. It was a serious part of the game.
Well, I was taking it serious.
And I was looking at him going, fuck, Ren's on the sideline taking the piss, actually laughing. And I'm sitting there trying to be serious and stuff like that. And this is after like Bull just went down with his calf. And I'm like, he's still going on the bench.
You were causing the physio too.
I was just like, I looked at Bull and said, mate, are you right to play? He goes, yeah, I should be right. I said, you fucking better be. I said, because I don't think our 18th man's ready to roll.
I actually do want to just go back to the cricketers for a second because it's interesting when you look at it. So even 10, 15 years ago, you had the top line cricketers who were winning everything. They couldn't lose a game. And they're getting paid at the top level like 250 grand from Cricket Australia. That's their top contract. Now you've got blokes on, because of this revenue sharing, they're getting 1.2 as a base contract, then they earn money from, like Warner and blokes like that, they're earning $5 or $6 million a year now. So when you go through that pay sort of dispute that they've had, and all of a sudden the rest of Australia's look at them going, hang on, you're earning $1.5 million a year to $6 million a year. What are you whinging about? You know, from a outsider's perspective or from someone watching the game who, you know, and Australians love their sport, you know, and we've got a wide range of people in this country, anywhere from, you know, lower income, lower socioeconomic to high, and they're looking at blokes, the lower blokes are looking at it and going, well, hang on, I work my ass off for not that much money and you blokes are complaining about that. I mean, from that perspective, it doesn't always look good, does it?
No, but it's all relative, as I said. I mean, like, you can whinge about money, you like just say what, you know, we were earning 10 years ago to a front rower that's earning $1 million now. Like, it's just like, well, that's just the way the game is, and the way the game is making money. It's just like, well, you just want a fair slice of the pie. Yeah. So that's why you're getting these players on, you know, 1.2 mil, 1.5, you know, the $2 million a year now. You know what I mean? Like, it's all relative, and I think you got to understand that. I mean, like guys like Shane Warne and all the Glenn McGrath and all these guys that were signing $400,000 deals back then, they're still reaping the rewards now. Because they're Glenn McGrath and Shane Warne, they're doing commentary and all this kind of stuff. Not everybody can be Shane Warne. Not everyone can be Andrew Johns. Andrew Johns was never the highest paid player in the NRL, yet he was the best player in the NRL. You know, so it's all relative. You know, now he's going to be on Channel 9 for the next 20 years. Not everybody can be that. You know, so get as much money as you can. Invest it well, be smart with it, and get along with your life, because not everybody can be blessed enough to go straight into the media, go straight into business, all this kind of stuff. Because, as you said, lower socioeconomical players, or blue collar sort of players like ourselves that weren't brought up with so much money. You know, it's all relative. You know what I mean? So it's just,
I don't know of any other industry really where they constantly talk about people's salaries too. Like, I mean, you get the odd CEO, they're earning $7 million a year, you know, Energy Australia, this, that and the other, the top CEOs, and people bag them because they're earning too much money there. But other than sports people, like the average person on the street, no one knows what they earn and it's not an issue. So why is it that sports people get their salaries publicised?
You should know that. I mean,
should there be some privacy about it? Or?
Well, you have a look at soccer players, NBA players, NFL players, all through America, any sport. I mean, their salaries is just put straight on Front Street. Yeah. You know? We're pretty lucky. Like the NRL the clubs don't put exactly what money you're earning. You know,
there be some privacy though.
Well, there should be with the salary, but I mean, like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's just not the way it is. No one gives a shit about like a CEO, but I mean, because if life was about CEOs and running businesses, everybody would care. But it's not. It's about sport, and people love sport throughout the world. So they just have this God-given right to go, you know what? you're in our business because you're in the public eye.
And beanies like that aren't cheap.
$2 beanie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Man knows a bargain.
Yeah, can get one.
The Bledisloe Cup's coming up. Australia hasn't won it since about 1902. And rugby in this country really is going through a bit of a rough patch, which is a shame because I'm a rugby man, I always have been. To watch a code that I love struggling the way it is at the moment is difficult, but there is still a lot of interest in the game. It's just being poorly operated and handled at the moment. The game itself in the worldwide stage has never been stronger. The Women's Rugby World Cup's on at the moment. Women's Sevens is growing, so the women's game's super strong. Overseas, the French comps and the English comps are booming. But the Bledisloe essentially is what the Australians are going to care about, and we're no hope.
Why do you think we're dying in grassroots rugby union here?
Look, I think the grassroots is probably where it's starting to have a real resurgence. Like if you go down to Coogee Oval on a Saturday afternoon now, it's packed to the rafters because people are sick of the Waratahs, you know. And what essentially they've done is they've brought in these overseas sides. They've brought in, the money comes from South Africa. Yep. That's where the money is from. And so they wanted their extra sides and they wanted to start playing against the Japanese sides and the Argentinian sides because they're closer to South Africa and they don't want to come over here. Like, for example, the Lions this year made the final without having played a Kiwi side. So they ruined that comp. You know, they took away the tribal stuff. You know, the Australian teams used to play each other twice, win and loss, home and away. And it was good, everyone got into it. And then all of a sudden they bring in these other sides and it ruins it.
Yeah.
And when they take away the soul of the game, which is basically that tribal thing that the league's got and the AFL's got, and you start turning into a corporate thing, which is look at the Wallabies and blah, 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 and the Wallabies aren't performing, well, the game's got a real problem.
It's a bit of a shame. I mean, like 2015 World Cup, they're in the final.
Yeah.
You know, and you obviously think we're going to be building for that next World Cup. And then to see it happen in 2 years, the fall of the Wallabies. And as you said before, the last 10 tests they've played, they've been against England and New Zealand.
Yeah.
You know,
they played England, top two sides in the world.
Yeah, the top two sides in the world.
7 times
I mean,
out
like,
of
so
10.
you can't, I mean, like, they could go over and dust some, you know, some Georgia and all these sort of, to get their ranking back up. But I mean, like, you've got to give them credit. They have come out and they've played two of the best nations in the world in their last couple of series. And I mean, like, the All Blacks are pretty much unbeatable.
They are.
And England's not far off it. You know, England's building towards something great.
Yeah.
And I thought Australia was going that way as well. But I mean, like, I think because the public has seen them getting beat so much, we've sort of fallen off it.
It has.
And I just don't think we should, because, you know, they've got still a young side. They're still building, and I just think they've got a lot of hope. I know they've got no hope of beating New Zealand. I just think New Zealand on that next level stuff.
There's no better side in world
Any
sport.
sport. They've
than
already
the All
broken all
Blacks.
them records.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
like,
way they
Richie
play.
McCaw goes out. It's just like, boom, that's the next
production
Richie
line.
McCaw. It's a big production line.
Yeah.
You know, wingers go, the centres go, and all this sort of stuff. You know, it's just a well-oiled run machine. You know?
I mean, Ren was saying before, you know, with rugby league teams and how basically it's not a difficult thing. You just get fit and you come together. And one of the things that I've heard, because obviously I've got heaps of sources, is that they're just not fit enough. And so they get to the Wallaby setup and Cheika's basically got to flog these blokes to try and get them up to international standard. Now, that's obviously a failing at the super level. But surely getting a team fit, like, it's not rocket science. You know what I mean? Like, all you've got to do is get a solid pre-season in. And then, I mean, league pre-seasons are tough. There's no tougher thing, but why aren't they getting fit?
I don't think it's fit. I think there's just more of a variety. You know, you go to the All Blacks, for example. New Zealand, rugby union is their national sport. They grow up, they all want to be All Blacks. People grow up here, they don't want to be Wallabies. You know what I mean? So we're not getting, well, I don't want to sound disrespectful for the Wallabies, but you're probably getting second string, third string players.
That sounds disrespectful.
Thanks. Well, it is. You know, like you get someone like Izzy Flower, you take him out of our game, you get straight into a Wallaby
Well, have a
side.
look.
Yeah. You look at Lottie.
Carmichael, Marika Korobidi, and Izzy. Like, Marika just went to Union this year.
Well,
and
that's
he's in
my whole
the
Curtis
point.
Rona.
Like Curtis Rona.
Curtis Rona.
They
That
just
is
come
my
from
whole
club,
point.
club players that couldn't get past club level. They get a Wallaby jersey. Israel's deserves a Wallaby
sure.
jersey.
Easy
Not saying
second. Carmichael
Carmichael doesn't, but Curtis Rona, he's a gun. But is it saying that, you know,
Just saying the
is
talent in
the league pool massive in talent that they have to steal from us and they can't grow their own people?
Well, you look back over when you were playing, right? like, what Wallabies, honestly, do you think would have played first grade league? I mean, obviously, you can take the forwards out because the body shapes are different. You're not having a prop playing league. But
I think George Smith would have.
You don't think?
I think
he's pretty skillful.
Matt Giddo would have.
Matt Giddo
would have been
tough.
a good. I mean, like
Curtly Beal'd kill it.
Curtly Beal'd be a good
Beale.
player. It'd be a handful. I mean, it's mainly the backs could easily transition. Most of the backs.
James O'Connor.
They could easily. It's the forwards.
He's
I mean,
just
like
riddled with scandal the whole time.
Most front rowers and all that kind of stuff. They're just built to back scrums.
Yeah.
The locks and all that kind of stuff. But it's mainly like Jerome Kano. He could play league.
Yeah,
look at him. Obviously SBW. You look at all the
any of the Kiwis.
A lot of their forward packs are just built. They're 6'6", 120 kilos, can move the ball. They've got skills, so they could easily transition into the league. But at the end of the day, why the fuck would you? You only get to play for Australia or New Zealand. You don't get to play around the world, like you just said, France, England, or Argentina, Italy, all over the world. Play till you're 40 years old and getting paid $1 million a year.
Oh, no,
I would not come to league.
When you were playing in France, I mean, admittedly, you had 2 stints, one obviously for Toulon and one with Catalan in the league, but you loved it in France.
And I think that's a big problem too. I mean, like, I think the union players, all they're doing is trying to get a couple of caps with New South Wales or Queensland, and then just going bang, go to Japan, go to French rugby, and they'll prove themselves over there and get paid twice as much, no pressure, no nothing.
5 times as much.
And even if you get 1 cap for the Wallabies, it means a hell of a lot to a lot of clubs, to a lot of Japanese
Ren, you were
clubs.
just saying Charles Piatow. What's he just signed?
He just signed a £1 million deal.
£1 million?
£1 million?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
Phenomenal.
good on him, really. I mean,
Oh, you
it's a lot
can't
of
hate
money.
anyone who's making money.
Yeah.
If the money's there, I'll guarantee. I'll just say to any player, go get your money.
Well, it takes
Get
the
You
shine.
deserve
It takes the shine off a Wallaby or All Black jersey if you're just going to go chase the money. Is it really worth staying in this?
It depends what you want when you're younger. Do you want to be a
Domestic
Wallaby? Do you want to be an All
Well,
Black? Or do
that's
you
what
want
I'm
to just
saying.
make money?
Well, for me,
I
thinking
want
of
it
the way,
all. I'd want it all.
the way I'm thinking now, I want money. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to. I
want to be like
represent
Brad
your
Thorne.
country.
Queensland, Australia,
He's a
New
freak.
Zealand, everything. I mean, Brad
Everyone.
Thorne. I think Brad Thorne's the most underrated, best athlete Australia,
100%.
New Zealand's ever produced.
He's played 950,000 million games.
He's still playing.
He's
still
playing
playing.
club. He's playing
What a
club
machine.
footy.
Playing club football, just
Yeah.
ragdolling everyone.
Yeah. So, look, I think hopefully the Wallabies can put on a decent show. I'm not confident, but I hope that people get out there and support it because it is a code that needs a bit of support at the moment.
Yeah, there's no doubt that we're going to support the Bledisloe. We all do. I mean, like, I love watching the All Blacks. People were going to support it because we want to watch the All Blacks. We want to watch the All Blacks.
Secretly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, okay, well, hopefully the Wallabies can get the All Blacks off day. That's all we're hoping for because if the Wallabies play the best, All Blacks play the best, All Blacks win.